can't find anywhere else, like this one right here.
Oh, this one is so good. All right, so this is called, is it the Burnet?
That's Red Burnet.
Red Burnet. All right, so I'm not a horticulturist. I will put that out. I love flowers, but I was telling Kelly, I'm like, I don't even know what I would compare this to. I've never seen anything like it.
It's so different.
And he was like, well, turns out this is a designer plant. It is, and you're getting 4 of them for $30.77. So I just want to express to you as well, like again, going back to those designer plants, to be able to bring something like this home for around $7 each is pretty great.
You bet.
Brand new today. It is M67008. Remember, it ships out to your zone when it's ready and able to thrive. How would you describe what this plant is?
Okay, so I absolutely love this plant. As a designer, I use this all the time because it does something completely different. It's like these little jet black ruby beads, and it covers the plant in midsummer. You're going to get a solid 4 to 6 weeks of flowers out of this plant. And the best part is that when it's done, they sort of dry and hold their form, and then they stick around for a couple of more weeks. So this is a plant that's really popular in Europe. We're really excited to be one of the first retailers to bring it to you here in the United States through QVC and Cottage Farms.
Yeah.
And I also want to talk about how we're shipping it, because one of the things we're doing differently at Cottage Farms this year, we're always trying to find an innovative, better way to get great plants to great gardeners. We've actually worked with a grower to develop really this kind of almost growing technology called, we're going to call them plugs today.
Okay.
So it's a smaller plant than maybe what you're familiar looking at, but it turns out actually in our research and our trials and experimenting, this is actually a much better size in which to establish perennials. Not necessarily all perennials, so part of the guesswork we've taken out of it for you here at QVC is we've gone through and selected perennials that in our experience, in our trials at Greater Des Moines Botanical Garden and other gardens, that really can establish quickly and turn out that performance in that first growing season for a really nice value.
Well, and you know, that's one of those things that if you do garden, you seem to do a lot of work up front, like planting, and then you're like, okay, I'm ready. Are you ready to bloom?
Let's go.
So I love that idea already. This is something that, you know, earlier you called like this really nice filler plant. And I do think, I mean, you're talking about midsummer for like 6 weeks of bloom.
Yep.
It's really nice because it's an unusual color you don't see in the garden, but maybe after other perennials have said goodbye for the season, this pops up.
And it's a great intermingler with so many other things. You know, when we're working on designs, we want to really make sure that our gardens are lush and vibrant and dynamic, that there's always something interesting to look at. By the way, bees love this plant too, so not only are you looking at it and enjoying it, the bees are buzzing around it too, but these little bobbers, these little beads go kind of floating and mixing and mingling around with other things in the perennial border, and it's got such a strong personality that, like you said, is so different than anything else you've seen. Why not try a few of these today? You're getting 4 of them at an easy to plant size. That little plug, again, is so easy to plant.
What is that garden tool that you stick in and then you spread it and then you can pop in a plant?
It's like well, there's all kinds of them. There's little bulb diggers, little dibbles.
That's what it is.
Absolutely. This makes it so easy to plant. I want to get this back out here because you look at this and you think, of course, this is in January and we're doing our best here to show you what's going to ship to you again at the right time for shipping. So this is just an example for scale and size, but you're going to open up the box. These little green machines are wired to grow. Dig, drop this thing in, give it a firm pat, water it in with maybe some of that Cottage Farms Bud and Bloom Booster. Get this thing going, and you will be amazed at the growth and the vigor these little plugs have in the first growing season.
Brand new today, you're getting 4 for $30.77, QVC.com, with the idea of 4. How are you planting these? Like, what's the spread? And if you're using them as fillers, should they not be together?
Well, so that's how I would really recommend using these. Of course, they make a brilliant statement in mass, as the photos show, that array of those, beautiful bead-like flowers that we're so excited and talking about today. But, Courtney, I'd pick up a couple of these, and I'd use these to sort of scale up, right? We've all got gaps in our gardens. Sometimes, we go and buy all of our favorite plants, and then all of a sudden we've got like a collection of ones, right? So what ties it all together? Plants like Red Burnet, 4, 8, a dozen of these, 3 offers here put together to mix and mingle, and suddenly your garden looks like, a designer's floated in, put together some great combinations. It makes you look good, makes you feel good about your garden.
Now, the blooms that are on those flowers, when the blooms fade away, do they fall off, or does it kind of go into that beautiful dried
They do
moment?
dry they dry in a very lovely fashion. And the other thing that's nice about this too, if you like to cut flowers and you like to arrange them, These are fantastic cuts. There's no leaves on these stems. They're wiry. They're great for moving around and putting them with other flowers in the arrangements, just like they do in the garden.
Well, and the other cool thing about this is, like when the blooms are done, I mean, again, you're getting a generous 6 weeks of blooms, which are phenomenal for perennials. You still have the lush greenery of the plant.
Good
so
point.
it's not like the dark hole of your garden.
Absolutely, and this plant is so tidy and so unusual and unique. These flowers kind of float above this really nice, tidy mound of green foliage that looks like that throughout the entire growing season. Just look again
that's
at
really
that sort
impressive.
of beautiful array of flowers, and then look against my shirt there at those little sort of, little bobbers just kind of floating up there in space. Beautiful images there showing how to use this unusual, distinctive new perennial.
Well, this is why you shop QVC and Cottage Farm, because we're giving you the designer pieces that you're not going to find at your big box stores or your nurseries. And so we have it first because Cottage Farms has been the trusted name to deliver it. It is M68008. 4 plants, $30.77. And also still to come, I told Kelly, I said, I don't know what happened to the rutabacias, but Becky did not like my garden. I was